Have you ever felt like life has drained the joy from your soul? Like the weight of your worries has silenced your laughter, and with it, your faith? Then stop everything you're doing and listen closely. What you're about to hear is not just a story. It's a spiritual awakening disguised as a fable. These three monks didn't preach. They didn't teach. They laughed, and that laughter carried healing, clarity, redemption, and a divine message that could break the silence in your spirit. This isn't just about humor. It's about reclaiming your purpose, your peace, and your strength through something the world has forgotten. Joy rooted in faith. And if you stay with me until the end, I promise, you'll never see pain, death, or destiny the same way again. Before we begin, let me ask you something important. So many people come here searching for light, but they forget to stay connected. If this message speaks to your soul, don't just watch. Subscribe. Hit that button so you don't miss the next word that could be the answer to your prayer. Let's walk this journey together. Now breathe and let the miracle begin. They were known by no name, and yet their presence echoed through the mountains and valleys of ancient China, like the whisper of wind through bamboo. Three monks, elderly, simple, wrapped in humble robes, would wander from village to village saying nothing, doing nothing but laughing. And not the laughter of ridicule or noise, but a sacred sound, almost like prayer in motion. Their laughter carried light into dark places, scattering shadows in the hearts of those who had long forgotten how to smile. Wherever they stepped, children gathered, elders wiped tears, and the heavy silence of daily burdens grew light. People didn't understand them, but their spirits recognized something holy, something divine. It was as if their joy pierced the veil between heaven and earth, inviting others to awaken from the dull slumber of brokenness into a world pulsing with purpose. Villagers called them fools, sages, angels. But the truth is, their laughter was a flame of truth. It ignited forgotten faith, reminded people of the healing hidden in surrender, and stirred the soul to remember that life, in all its complexity, could still be touched by grace. This wasn't entertainment, it was awakening. These monks, with no sermons, no scriptures, no names, became living scripture, walking parables. Their joy was their prayer, their ministry, their miracle. And in that holy sound, many heard God for the first time, not in words, but in stillness broken by laughter. What many failed to grasp was that these monks weren't merely joyful, they were deliberate. Their laughter wasn't random. It was devotion, a spiritual discipline like fasting or prayer, shaped not by noise but by stillness within. In every burst of laughter, they were teaching something deeper than doctrine, that the soul cannot carry both despair and presence at the same time. By choosing joy, deep, sacred, anchored joy, they were choosing to dwell in the divine. The world saw them and thought, they do nothing, but the Spirit knew. They were ministers of light, sent to shake the dust off weary hearts. Like Paul and Silas in prison, Acts 16:25, their joy in chains became a key to unlock others, and so without speaking they healed. Without touching, they transformed. They taught that we are not here to perform holiness, but to live it, to radiate peace and blessing from the inside out. Their laughter was strength. It was courage disguised in sound. And as crowds gathered just to witness their presence, many didn't realize that they too were being invited into a higher way of living, where every hardship becomes an altar and every breath a prayer. The monks had found a truth the world rushes past, that in embracing life as it is, with all its wounds and wonders, we open the door to redemption. For when joy becomes your language, the soul learns to trust again. When the day came that one of the monks lay still beneath a tree, the villagers gathered in silence, expecting morning. But what followed defied logic and shattered earthly customs. The two remaining monks burst into a laughter so full, so pure, it cracked the air like thunder. They laughed not out of disrespect, but because death to them was not a shadow. It was a doorway. "He won!" one finally exclaimed, for the first time breaking their vow of silence. It turned out their brother had wagered he'd be the first to pass, and he had hidden fireworks in his robes for this very moment. What kind of soul prepares for death with celebration? One who understands eternity. one who walks with trust, who surrenders not just their breath but their destiny into divine hands. To the onlookers it was madness, but to those who listened with the heart, it was a revelation. Death did not win that day. Joy did, peace did, and in their holy laughter, many began to glimpse the deeper miracle, that even in the face of life's final silence the Spirit can sing. This wasn't denial, it was the awakening of courage, the triumph of presence over fear. For when one dies in grace, even grief turns to gratitude. The monk's final lesson was the loudest. Life is a gift, and death, when embraced with faith and humility, is not an end, but a transformation. As the villagers followed the monk's wishes and placed his body on the pyre still clothed in his simple robes, they honored his final words. "Do not wash me. I have, remained clean through laughter." And as the flames rose, so did something no one expected. A burst of colorful fireworks erupted from within his garments, filling the sky with radiant light. Gasps turned to awe. Children clapped, and the echo of laughter, both human and holy, rose into the heavens. It was as though the Spirit itself had danced free, reminding all who watched that joy leaves a mark even in the ashes. This was not spectacle. This was ceremony. Sacred irreverence wrapped in wisdom. The monk's final act became a parable etched in flame, that the soul, even in parting, can bless. His body returned to dust, but his spirit lingered in the light, in the stillness, in the awakened eyes of those who now saw death differently. He had taught them that holiness isn't always found in temples or texts. It can be found in the unexpected grace of a farewell kissed by color. Through that fire, healing poured out. And in that moment, many found clarity. They understood now. Joy is not just a reaction. It is a calling, a divine assignment to carry peace even into pain, to bring light even through loss. In that sacred explosion, the presence of something eternal whispered, "Let go, rejoice, begin again." And when the embers cooled and the sky returned to silence, a truth remained like a warm echo in every heart. Keep laughing, not as escape, but as embodiment. Laughter, the monks had shown, is a holy defiance, a way of telling darkness it will not have the final word. To laugh when life is heavy is not foolishness. It is faith. It is strength clothed in gentleness, a rebellion born of surrender. The final teaching was not etched on stone but carried in breath, in the quiet resolve to wake each day and face the shadows with grace. Life will wound, yes, the soul will break, but joy is the oil that soothes the cracks. It is the divine whisper in the middle of storms, saying, "I am here." As Jesus wept, so did he laugh, John 15:11. And in both, he was fully present. The monks left no scriptures, only a story, and yet that story still walks with us, reminding us to bless, to forgive, to delight, even when the road is uncertain. Let the soul laugh, not in mockery, but in reverence. Let it dance with the Spirit through sorrow, through waiting, through transformation. For laughter, when anchored in faith and humility, becomes a form of worship, a declaration of trust in the unseen, and in that kind of joy, eternity breathes. So don't hold back your lightness. Laugh boldly, love deeper, and walk on even through fire, because you are never alone on this journey. You carry the echo of the monks with every smile that chooses hope over fear. So now I ask you, when was the last time you truly laughed from the soul? Not to hide the pain, but to heal it? Could it be that what you're missing isn't a solution, but a shift in perspective? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Share in the comments what this story awakened in you. Did it stir hope, bring clarity, or remind you of a deeper truth? And if this message touched something sacred inside you, don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notifications. There's so much more to discover, truths that can renew your spirit and guide your journey toward light, healing, and divine purpose. Now, before you go, watch the next video that's appearing on your screen. It carries another powerful teaching that might be exactly what your soul needs right now. May peace walk with you today. See you in the next one.